What's up, Bears fans?
And welcome back to Ursinus College Sports Network. I'm your co-host, James Schuld.
And I'm your co-host, Steve Weissman. Coming off a little break in our releases, we are back and committed to ending the year in our final form. Nearing the end of the spring season, all the teams on campus are trying to get in peak shape.
On today's episode, we'll recap each of the sports teams who competed this past week and also preview the upcoming games. Also, we are going to feature a preview for an upcoming special show with a full-length sit-down interview with two basketball legends and Aaron Diamond hosting A-Dot's Diamond 5.
All right, let's go.
We present to you Sports on Main.
Both the men's and women's track teams traveled to Princeton University to compete against both Division III and Division I programs in the Larry Ellis Invitational. The women's throwers had themselves a weekend, finishing with two school records that are also the season's second longest throws in the conference in javelin and discus. Junior Isabella Deal led in the javelin with a throw of 144 feet, 10 inches, putting her above all other Division III competitors and just behind three Division I players. First-year Mickey Pomato also had a great showing in the discus, breaking her old school record with a throw of 130 feet, 4 inches. On the track, Rachel Konoff also added to her great start to the outdoor season, achieving two personal bests in the 1500 with a time of 4:40.95 and the 800 meters with a 2:15.89. Konoff currently has the fourth and second fastest times in those events in the conference.
The men's track and field team also had a quality showing over the weekend in Princeton. It was also a record-setting weekend for the men's throwers, with two competitors breaking the previous school record in the hammer throw, which was set last year at 155 feet by Griffin McMahon. Nick Galbraith smashed the record, throwing the hammer 169 feet, 5 inches, and junior Isaiah Battle also broke the record and finished in third, just behind Nick, with a throw of 160 feet, 7 inches. Tim Holtzefeld finished fourth in the event with a mark of 135 feet and 1 inch, and first-year Tom Wood finished in fifth with a career best of 112 feet and 6 inches. Senior Tyler Riley and junior Daniel Tabor shined on the track with times that were the two fastest for the Centennial Conference in the 400 meter at 49.04 for Tyler and 49.78 for Daniel. In the 4x400 relay, Tyler, Daniel, sophomore Devin Greaves, and junior Peyton Stanziani set the fastest time for the conference this season at a time of 3 minutes and 18 seconds. It was great to see both teams are finding their stride going into the home stretch of the season, and with a meet this weekend for both teams, the competition is just heating up.
The softball team had two doubleheaders, one being on campus and the other being on the road. The first two games at Washington College didn't pan out for the Bears, losing both matchups 7-0 and 2-0. Then in their home matchup against Swarthmore, the Bears were not able to secure a win, losing 8-3 and 8-0. Shining in the matchup against the Shoremen was Sam Williams, going 4 for 7 from the plate in the doubleheader. In the matchup against Swarthmore, senior Mackenzie Brennan led the Bears at the plate, going 2 for 4 in the first game with a triple and a double. Let's hope the Bears can turn it up this weekend as they face Dickinson at home in a conference doubleheader.
Over the weekend, the men's tennis team was bested by number 20th ranked Johns Hopkins by a score of 8-1. The lone win of the match came from Rob Ritchie in arguably the best performance of his Ursinus career thus far, at singles number 3, as he won in 2 sets, 7-5 and 7-6. The Bears moved to 7-6 overall and 2-4 in conference play. This past week, the baseball team had 4 matchups, bringing home 1 win and dropping the other 3 appearances. Losing their game on Friday against Muhlenberg 4-3, the Bears gained some momentum, winning their first game 4-2 against McDaniel, securing a conference win. The Bears lost the following game and fell to Swarthmore on Tuesday 4-2. In their win, TJ Snyder had a good showing on the rubber, pitching 6 innings, recording 5 strikeouts and only allowing 4 hits. From the plate, Solomon Griffith over the 4 games batted .500, securing 2 doubles, an RBI, and 2 stolen bases. Good luck to the guys with their busy weekend.
After a win at Haverford, the Bears returned to Patterson last Saturday for a massive game against number 10 Franklin and Marshall. The Diplomats started off quickly, but the Bears responded shortly after, and with that momentum from the goal, it propelled them to an 11-6 lead at the half. The second half wasn't what the Bears were hoping for after going into the fourth quarter up 12-10 with the Dips outscoring the Bears in the third 4-1. The Bears managed to hold F&M to only 3 goals and scored 2 themselves to secure a 14-13 win. In their matchup against Swarthmore, the Bears started off hot, earning a 4-1 lead a little over 5 minutes into the game. They continued their dominance for the remainder of the contest, destroying the Garnet 17-9 and improving to 4-2 in conference play. The Bears traveled to McDaniel this weekend, looking to extend their winning streak to 4.
For the women's lacrosse team, this week's opponent brought serious challenges, with number 2 Franklin and Marshall and Washington College both traveling to Patterson Field. Although the ladies lost both of their games, they put up a serious fight against 2 talented opponents, still scoring 11 goals between the 2 matchups. The Bears held F&M to no goals in the 4th and added 3 to their tally, showing they weren't going down quietly. Leading by 1 going into the 4th, the Bears just couldn't hold on to their lead, allowing 5 goals in the 4th quarter. Senior Riley Morgan continues to impress, scoring 4 goals in the 2 matchups and only taking 5 shots, really proving her calm and collected leadership. Let's hope the Bears have better luck and get some easier matchups this upcoming week.
This past weekend, the men's golf team traveled to Bent Creek Country Club to compete in the F&M Invitational. The Bears had a rough time dealing with the cold temperature and frequent rain, with the team's total score of 356 landing them in 12th. Evan Coffey led the Bears with a score of 83 with a birdie on the par 4 8th hole and a consistent streak of pars to bring them into the clubhouse tied for 35th. Senior Luke Godziba also had a better outing, posting an 87 with 3 over on the back 9 to put him tied for 49th. Let's hope the Bears find their stride heading into conference championships this weekend.
Just a couple of weeks ago, I had a chance to sit down and talk with 2 Ursinus legends. Mike Brophy, class of '81, and Steve Donahue, class of '84, were both a part of Ursinus's legendary 1981 men's basketball team that reached the Final Four and finished the season 3rd in the nation. We talked about some incredible stories that I know you guys are all going to love. Here's a little preview of what's to come. Enjoy.
This question's for both of you. So the biggest thing that Ursinus students today, like myself, share with Ursinus students from whenever, specifically the 80s works too, is our mutual hatred for Johns Hopkins. So in your guys' Final Four season, I know that your first loss, your only conference loss, was in your first matchup against Hopkins. And then the second time when you guys played them at Helfrich Hall, you guys blew them out of the water. I just want to ask you guys how nice it felt to just beat Hopkins up.
You want to go
Well,
first?
you can take that.
Yeah, I'd say this, and I'm sure you can find it out in the record, Stephen. We didn't win in the state of Maryland in our first 3 years.
Oh, wow.
So that encompassed what I think is now called McDaniel, Western Maryland, Washington College, and Johns Hopkins. So literally, we would play down there, 3 times a year, and we lost every time. Some of them very controversial games, endings.
As they always are with Hopkins.
And yet I believe each time, it's definitely in our junior, senior year, we would win on our home court. So that was always gratifying. And I think it wasn't until our senior year and I'm not quite sure if it was at Hopkins or at Washington College, where I think it was at Hopkins, where we finally beat them after 3 years of falling to them. So yeah, it was, I know your rivalry today is Hopkins. We had different rivalries back then, but it was so tough winning in the state of Maryland.
Yeah.
It's funny. Yeah, I thought our rivalry was really Widener at the time. They were,
Correct.
top 10 team, and we actually played them 4 times the next year and finally won the last time to advance to the Elite Eight. But those games were wild. I do think that's, been in coaching now, but obviously when you win at any school, it takes the whole student bodies. But there's nothing like Ursinus because literally everybody on campus was involved in it, which obviously made it that much more special.
Well, thank you for that, Steve. It looks really exciting, and I can't wait to see the full interview when it comes out on the YouTube channel.
What's up, Bears fans? I'm Russell Golick, head editor of UCSN. This commercial is brought to you by East Coast Influencer Management. ECIM is your one-stop shop media and marketing company that aspires to generate waves across industries. Join the team today.
How much influence does your small business have? East Coast Influencer Management works to make your small business an influencer within your community and niche industry. Yes, your small businesses can be an influencer too. At least that is what we believe at East Coast Influencer Management. Become an industry influencer today by choosing one of our package plans or create your own with our Built For You, By You package option. Get your quote now. Visit eastcoastinfluencermanagement.com today.
As we head toward the end of the spring season, competition is really heating up with a lot of games on and off campus this week. The track and field teams will have a 2-day at the Widener Invitational starting Friday.
Then, the men's golf team will wrap up their season with their 3-day conference championship in Hershey.
The men's and women's lacrosse teams will travel to McDaniel to compete in a conference matchup Saturday, with the women playing at noon and the men playing at 3.
Softball and baseball will kick off their week on Saturday with a doubleheader at home against Dickinson for Senior Day.
The women's golf team will compete in the Dickinson Invitational on Sunday starting at 11.
Men's and women's tennis will both play Franklin and Marshall this week, with the women playing Sunday and the men playing on Monday.
Hey man, say man, it's a really nice day, man, to be a Bear. I ain't gonna lie. My name's Aaron Diamond. Welcome back to another segment or portion of the UCSN episode of A. Diamond 5. In this segment, I will be covering the top 5 plays from the past week or game performances. You know, anything is up for grabs when it comes to A. Diamond 5, so we're trying to see who's really out there putting in that work. So without further ado, let's get it popping. Numero 5, who do we have? Jake Weird with the men's lax. Great feed. Oh, that's an action-packed play if I ever saw one. You see the man by the goal, he's taking a knee, he gave up. Numero 4, Jeremy Calabro versus FNM. Excuse me, hold on. Did he just, no you didn't. No you didn't. Behind the, oh my God. Numero 3, we have Casey Murphy with the men's baseball team at Washington College. He pitched a complete game with 4 hits, 1 earned run, and 8 strikeouts. Hold on. And he had 3 walks. So, yeah, get him out of here. Whoa, that man is Spider-Man. Did you just see? Bro, no you didn't. Bro, stop playing with him. Yeah. Hold on. Let me see what else is talking. Excuse me. Oh, he's just warming up his arm. Oh yeah, heater after heater. I know that catcher's glove was on fire. Yup, clap it up. Get him off. See you later. Numero 2, we have Riley Morgan. She was in the stew a couple weeks ago. Shout out to Riley. Against Washington College. No, you did it, girl. Stop. Another behind the back. Oh yeah, drop the stick. We don't even need it. Play number, oh no. We got Tyler Falco against Swarthmore. Men's bro, what is up with y'all with these behind the backs? Hold on. What is in the water? What are y'all eating at Wismer? Man, excuse me. Yo. Well, that's a segment if I've ever seen one. 3 behind the backs. And action in the air with the, come on, man. And then Casey with the, come on. Stop. Y'all are acting up. I love what I'm seeing though. So listen. I know that this is over. Congrats to the top 5. But you know, just for a preview, I want to make sure that you guys know with this, semester ending, we're coming to a conclusion. So be on the lookout for a collab, grand episode, if I do say so myself. for Sports Network. And then within that episode, we're going to have A. Diamond 10, not 5, not 6, not 7, not 8, not 9, but 10, the ace. Come. Do I need to say more? So listen, if you feel like you're a contender, please let us know. I want to see it. I want to be in awe just like I was right now. I'll be here. I'll see you next time. A. out.
Now that just about wraps up everything we have here for this episode of Sports on Main.
Before we go, I would like to thank you all so much for tuning in and to give a friendly reminder to follow all of our social medias, and the links for those are in the description below.
We're also glad to be back with you. Tune in next week for our episode with anchors Aaron Devine and Maddie Wilson.
From all of us here at Ursinus College Sports Network, I'm Steve Weissman.
And I'm James Schold. And as always,
Go Bears!
We present to you Sports on Main.